Have you ever wondered what it takes to gain true mastery over the self? This question delves into the essence of an age-old quest, the pursuit of self-mastery. This principle, as ancient as humanity itself, holds a central position in the annals of philosophical ideology. Self-mastery, the art of understanding and controlling one's internal universe, is a key to unlocking a life of fulfillment and purpose. From the contemplations of ancient sages to the dissertations of contemporary thinkers, self-mastery has been dissected, analyzed, and pondered over, its significance echoing through the centuries. It's an indispensable tool in navigating the maze of human existence, a compass guiding us towards our truest selves. Imagine the power of being able to harness your thoughts, emotions, and actions, directing them towards the realization of your deepest aspirations. This is the promise of self-mastery. One philosopher who had a deep understanding of self-mastery was Eliphas Levi, pronounced as Levi. Eliphas Levi, a name that resonates with wisdom and mystery. This 19th century figure was born as Alphonse Louis Constant, but he is better known by his pseudonym Eliphas Levi. A Frenchman by birth, he was an influential author, occultist, and ceremonial magician, whose writings and teachings have left an indelible mark on Western esotericism. Levi's journey into the world of occultism was anything but predictable. He started his life as a seminary student, studying to become a Catholic priest. However, his restless spirit and inquisitive mind led him down a different path, one steeped in mysticism and the arcane. He became fascinated with the occult, a term that in those days encompassed everything from alchemy and Kabbalah to tarot and astrology. His contributions to philosophy and occultism are numerous. Aside from writing several seminal books, including Transcendental Magic and The Key of the Mysteries, he is credited with reviving interest in the occult during the 19th century, a time when science and rationalism were steadily gaining ground. Levi's works are known for their depth and complexity, offering a synthesis of religious and philosophical ideas with the esoteric traditions of the West. Levi's teachings on self-mastery are particularly noteworthy. He believed that individuals could harness their willpower to achieve their desires and shape their reality. For Levi, self-mastery wasn't merely about controlling one's impulses or emotions. It was about understanding the laws of the universe and aligning oneself with them. It was about realizing one's potential and stepping into one's power. Levi once said, "The mage or the sage must be superior to passions in order to command them." This encapsulates his philosophy of self-mastery, that it is about rising above our base instincts and striving for a higher purpose. Levi's teachings on self-mastery are as relevant today as they were in his time. In an era where we often feel at the mercy of external forces, his message of empowerment and self-determination serves as a beacon of hope. So let's delve deeper into Levi's wisdom and understand how we can harness it in our lives. Levi's journey towards understanding self-mastery started at a young age. Born Alphonse Louis Constant in Paris, 1810, he adopted the name Eliphas Levi later in life, a Hebrew translation of his birth name. His early teachings, which were a fusion of Catholicism and the occult, emphasized the importance of self-awareness and discipline. Eliphas Levi asserted that self-mastery begins with self-awareness. He believed that an individual must first become cognizant of their own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in order to exercise control over them. The idea was simple, yet profound. By becoming an observer of one's own self, by recognizing the ebb and flow of thoughts and emotions, a person could gain the ability to steer their life in the direction they chose. Levi also underscored the necessity of discipline. To him, discipline was not about rigidly following rules or suppressing desires, but rather about channeling one's energies effectively. He often compared the human mind to a river, its thoughts and emotions flowing ceaselessly. A disciplined mind, he said, was like a well-directed river, its currents harnessed to serve a purpose rather than allowed to flow aimlessly. Furthermore, Levi's teachings were deeply rooted in the idea of balance. He believed that self-mastery was not about completely eliminating negative thoughts or emotions, but about maintaining a harmonious equilibrium between opposing forces within oneself. He proposed that every aspect of the self, even the so-called negative ones, had a role to play in one's growth and development. In essence, Eliphas Levi's early teachings on self-mastery revolved around three core principles: self-awareness, discipline, and balance. He believed that these were the stepping stones to achieving a state of inner harmony and control. These early teachings laid the foundation for Levi's later, more advanced philosophies. They were the groundwork upon which he built his later theories, and they remain as relevant today as they were in the early 19th century. They serve as a reminder that the journey toward self-mastery is as much about understanding oneself as it is about controlling one's actions. As Levi's understanding deepened, so did his teachings on self-mastery. His philosophy evolved into a more intricate and profound interpretation of the human condition and the quest for personal sovereignty. One of the cornerstones of Levi's advanced teachings is the concept of the great work. This is not merely a task or an objective, but a lifelong journey of self-discovery and self-improvement. Levi saw the great work as the ultimate endeavor of any individual seeking self-mastery. It is the effort to perfect oneself, to reach the pinnacle of one's mental, physical, and spiritual potential, and to harmonize these aspects into a cohesive whole. It is an ambitious goal indeed, but Levi firmly believed in the boundless capacity of the human spirit. According to Levi, the great work requires a balance between the physical and spiritual aspects of oneself. He argued that neglecting either the body or the soul leads to imbalance and hinders progress towards self-mastery. This is a departure from traditional spiritual teachings which often emphasize the soul's primacy over the body. Levi, however, saw the body and the soul as equal partners in the great work. He urged his readers to take care of their physical health and to cultivate their spiritual growth with equal fervor. This balance is not a static state, but a dynamic equilibrium that needs constant attention and adjustment. Levi likened this to a tightrope walker who must continually shift his weight to stay on the rope. Similarly, in the pursuit of self-mastery, we need to be constantly aware of our physical and spiritual states, making adjustments as necessary to maintain our balance. Levi also stressed the importance of self-awareness in this process. He believed that understanding one's strengths and weaknesses, desires and fears is essential for self-mastery. This introspection allows us to identify areas of imbalance and to make the necessary changes. It is, in essence, a continuous process of self-examination and self-improvement. But Levi's advanced teachings on self-mastery don't stop at the individual level. He asserted that mastering oneself is the first step towards influencing the world around us. By achieving balance within ourselves, we create a ripple effect that can bring harmony to our relationships, our communities, and ultimately, the world at large. Levi's teachings are not just philosophical musings, but practical guidelines for those who seek self-mastery. They challenge us to be proactive in our personal growth, to strive for balance in all aspects of our lives, and to be mindful of our impact on the world around us. In the end, Levi believed that a true master of self is a master of both the physical and spiritual realms. And this mastery he proposed is not an end in itself, but a means to a more harmonious world. It is a journey that begins with the individual, but has the potential to reach far beyond the self. Understanding Levi's teachings is one thing, applying them is another. So let's dive into how we can incorporate Levi's wisdom into our daily lives. Imagine you're at a crossroads, faced with a difficult decision. Levi's teachings urge us to tap into our inner wisdom, to exercise self-mastery. By taking a moment to quiet our minds, we can listen to our inner voice, our intuition. This doesn't mean shutting out the world, but rather finding a balance between our inner truth and external influences. Let's consider another scenario. You're feeling overwhelmed, stressed by the demands of life. Levi would advise us to harness our inner power, to master our emotions rather than letting them control us. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths, stepping back from the situation, and viewing it from a new perspective. Levi's teachings also remind us of the importance of self-awareness. Picture yourself in a heated argument. It's all too easy to let our emotions take the driver's seat. But by applying Levi's wisdom, we would pause and reflect on why we're feeling this way. Are we truly angry at the other person? Or are we projecting our own insecurities or frustrations? Furthermore, Levi's concept of self-mastery extends beyond our personal lives. It applies to our interactions with others and the world around us. Imagine you're at work, faced with a challenging task. Instead of reacting with fear or apprehension, Levi would encourage us to tap into our inner strength, to view the challenge not as a setback, but as an opportunity for growth. One of Levi's most potent teachings, taken from his study of the practices of Hermeticism, is the concept of the law of correspondences, which states that everything in the universe is interconnected. This idea can be applied to our relationships. For instance, if we're experiencing conflict with someone, instead of blaming them, we can look inward. Is there something within us that's mirrored in the other person? By working on ourselves, we can improve our relationships, and the lives of those around us, as well as improving our own in the process. Levi also emphasized the power of mental projection. Let's say you're feeling down, discouraged by a series of setbacks. Instead of dwelling on the negative, Levi's writings could guide us to focus on the positive, to visualize success, and to believe in our ability to overcome adversity. In essence, Levi's teachings are empowering, even if fairly cryptic on first reading. Once understood, they show us that we have the power to shape our reality, to master ourselves, and to influence the world around us. They challenge us to rise above our circumstances, to cultivate inner strength, and to embrace our potential. In the end, Levi's teachings are not just philosophical concepts, but practical tools for self-improvement. Whether we're facing a difficult decision, dealing with stress, navigating relationships, or striving for success, we can draw on the likes of Levi's wisdom to guide us. By applying his teachings, we can cultivate self-mastery and in doing so, transform our lives. Levi's writings and their implications for self-mastery have stood the test of time and continue to inspire those seeking deep knowledge of themselves and the world around them to this day. A testament to the enduring wisdom of Eliphas Levi, his insights continue to inspire and guide us even in the fast-paced modern era we find ourselves in now. Imagine the bustling streets of a 21st century city. Amid the noise and chaos, we can still find relevance in Levi's teachings. His emphasis on self-awareness and discipline can help us navigate this complex world with grace and purpose. In a society that often champions external, wealth, status, and appearance, Levi reminds us of the greater, timeless value of inner mastery. His teachings encourage us to turn inward, to seek understanding and control of our own minds and emotions before going deeper into the rabbit hole of occult knowledge and philosophy. In the face of modern challenges, we often find ourselves in a state of continuous flux. Here, Levi's teachings on flexibility and adaptability become particularly pertinent. He understood that mastery is not a static state but a dynamic process, a perpetual journey of learning, unlearning, and relearning. This perspective can help us approach life's uncertainties with resilience and optimism. Furthermore, in an age where we are increasingly disconnected from others, Levi's teachings offer a path towards empathy and compassion. His shared wisdom of Hermeticism and its knowledge on the interconnectedness of all things encourages us to see beyond our individual selves and to recognize our shared humanity. This shift in perspective can foster a more inclusive and harmonious society. Finally, Levi's writings and a deeper understanding of Hermetic thought can help us find meaning and fulfillment in our lives and a wider understanding of the universe and our place within it. By mastering ourselves, we can align our actions with our values, pursue our passions with dedication, and contribute to the world in a meaningful way. This is not a quick or easy path, but it is one that promises a deep sense of satisfaction and purpose. As we reflect on his wisdom, let us remember that the journey towards self-mastery is a continuing, lifelong endeavor, but one that can truly enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. Remember, mastering oneself is a journey, not a destination. These words ring true as we draw towards the end of our exploration of Eliphas Levi's teachings on self-mastery. This journey of self-discovery and personal growth is one that Levi firmly believed in and advocated for throughout his philosophical and occult writings. We began by introducing the concept of self-mastery, a lifelong pursuit of self-understanding and self-control. It's about acknowledging our personal strengths and weaknesses and continually striving to improve. To Levi, self-mastery was the key to unlocking one's potential and achieving an enlightened state. We then delved into the life and works of Eliphas Levi, a man who dedicated his existence to the exploration of the self and the occult. Levi's teachings, both early and advanced, offer us profound insights into the art of self-mastery. His early teachings emphasized the importance of self-discipline, willpower, and self-discovery. His advanced teachings, on the other hand, introduced the idea of harnessing our inner energies and using them to shape our realities. Levi's teachings are not just philosophical concepts to be marveled at, but practical tools to be implemented in our daily lives. The practical application of these teachings involves cultivating self-awareness, practicing discipline, and harnessing our willpower to transform our lives. It's about understanding our inner selves, controlling our impulses, and consciously directing our thoughts and actions towards our goals. Reflecting on Levi's teachings, we uncover a profound truth: that we hold the power to shape our lives. Self-mastery, according to Levi, is not just about self-control but also about self-creation. It's about understanding and accepting who we are, while also recognizing and harnessing our potential to become who we aspire to be. As we conclude, let's remember that the journey towards self-mastery is a personal and ongoing one. It's not about reaching a definitive endpoint, but about continuous growth, exploration, and transformation. As Eliphas Levi once said, the true and only philosopher's stone is self-knowledge. Let's continue to seek that knowledge and to strive for mastery over ourselves. For a deeper look at the principles of Hermeticism that Eliphas Levi and others have espoused for centuries, click on this video where we cover each of the 7 principles in depth. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.